What's up? Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. Thank you. So here I have the Star Wars Black Series Darth Malgus. This is what stood out to me the most from the Star Wars May the 4th live stream. You've got the Clone Trooper that they've recently revealed also that has a removable helmet. It's absolutely unbelievable that they've decided to do that now in this day and age when with Power Rangers they've actually made a swappable headpiece. So you have a helmeted head and an unhelmeted head for Power Rangers. They don't have that with Star Wars. It's baffling. I don't understand why they do it. Well, I do. The fact of the matter is that they have to pay, this is Hasbro, have to pay Disney, Star Wars, royalties. And that is the excuse that they use to charge you a premium price on these figures and give you less. Now we have Darth Malgus here. This is the one that I want to highlight because look at the price of this figure here. It is $39.99. Now this comes from Hasbro Pulse EU. Amazing that Hasbro Pulse EU, covering the territory of Europe, decides to only ship to 5 countries in Europe. It's actually inexplicable. That's like having a Hasbro Pulse US and it deciding it only wants to ship to 5 states in the United States of America. It's nonsense. And that's what you're seeing from Hasbro constantly. I'll be out straight with you. I thought that this was a good reveal from the Hasbro Star Wars team. Thought it was a rare W from that team. That's a team that has had 2 failed HasLabs. A team that's still intact. And a team that fell forward into the Indiana Jones line. Now, you've got one member of that team, I think the guy's name is Eric, who seems to be a fan. Seems to be a guy that has decided to push the game greats and has looked for new sculpts for these figures. Patrick, of course, is a very business orientated individual, calls it the entertainment. Very robotic individual, calling it the entertainment. And what we've been treated to with the Game & Greats thus far has been a string of very disappointing repaints and some with some slight remolds to make a new character. I mean, the Republic Commandos, you know my feelings on those because I thought they were absolutely disgraceful attempts from Hasbro. They should have been all new body molds. But we got a good body mold here in Darth Malgus. However, I will say this is €40. This is what they're going to look for as well in shops here in Ireland and all around Europe that you can get this in. Now, as I said, Hasbro Pulse in the EU, when they have their fan channel exclusives and certainly their HasLabs, if you are anywhere else in the EU, you can't back it because they won't ship it to you. So let's have a look at what you're getting for €40. And this is why independent toy creators are starting to make big strides towards Hasbro in terms of coming after them and coming after people's money. Like I said before, you've got Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, you've got Valaverse, you've got Savage Crucible, and now you've got Defenders of Eden, all competing for people's money and looking like they're way better value than what Hasbro are offering. Considering the fact that Hasbro have brands like Star Wars and Marvel underneath their banner that are in big trouble with fans, have advocated for fans to be turned away, and now they have to go back to the well of what people find popular, and that is Darth Malgus. I'm sure we'll see a Star Killer here at some stage of the game, and you'll see others that are fan favourite characters in the future. I'm shocked that this has gotten a brand new mould, because I was expecting that if they were ever going to release a Darth Malgus, it was probably going to be a heavy retool of Darth Vader. Now, from what I can see here, I think this is a single joint arm, which is a terrible idea, and I'm sure that the knees are probably the same. It was rumoured long ago, and I say long ago, Disney feels like that they have had Star Wars for a very long time, that they had slashed the budget for Star Wars due to the underperforming nature of the sequel trilogy in general, and also the sequel trilogy figures. So that's why we've been treated to single joints and middling to low quality with these figures and weird character selections because of the sequel trilogies. What a bad taste that day you live in the mouth. So you've also been treated as well too to Hasbro's genius marketing plan of windowless packaging. Now this, by the way, I'm sure with a popular character like Darth Malgus, There are people that are going to hold off and say, well, it's going to get an inevitable re-release either in the archive line or probably with the Knights of the Old Republic 2-pack or 3-pack, whatever they might do, because Dart Revan is getting on. I know that they did an archive of him, but they will probably do another Dart Revan release, maybe even Dart Revan, Dart Malak and Dart Malgus all together. This is Hasbro we're talking about. So they decided to put this into the windowless packaging. Beggars belief, doesn't it? It's absolutely ridiculous. And the more I looked at this figure, I said, yeah, it looks good. But you know what really caught my attention? The rebreather here is removable. So this mask piece there is removable. So I'm sure you have to pop the head off to put this on here. But I just looked at it and I said to myself, the longer I looked at it and saw even the soft goods and said, yeah, the soft goods look okay. You know, that's a cool pose, not going to lie. But it's this cheap cape material. It's like something Mattel would use for their Batman figures. You know, when that started to get really on the wane in terms of like poor quality and people saying, oh, I'm dipping out of this now, I'm over this line. But this is the big image for me. This is what he comes with for €40. So there's the figure, and to me that looks like now there single joints there for sure, and you're getting a figure that is nowhere near the quality of what you were seeing from these independent companies. You got a lightsaber and you get the rebreather. Why does this not come with interchangeable hands? You're looking for €40 for this figure. That absolutely should be coming with interchangeable hands. It should be coming with 2 fists. It also should be coming then with a forced hand pose, maybe the hand splayed out. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, they come with multiple hands. And that's an independent company. So Star Wars should absolutely be offering that. And I know as well too, in the likes of the vintage collection, there are some figures there that have had swappable hands. I think at €40, this absolutely should be coming with alternate hands, and people should be asking about that too when these streams go up. This to me is a gross price for this figure. And they try and say, oh, it's because of the amount of times that we have to give it paint. And look at the paint on it. It's a mostly black and grey figure. And you know by the time that this comes out that black plastic or that grey plastic even will probably have marbling in it. It'll look weird looking. So overall, what are they charging you for? They're charging you for the size. But sure, the Black Series started off there in and around €20 here in Ireland. And you were getting characters, big characters like Chewbacca, who I'm sure that they would love to make a deluxe out of him, make a deluxe price point. Boba Fett used to be in the €20 bracket. Now they're bumping him up to the €40 bracket and saying he's a deluxe because he comes with a jetpack. And then you're seeing the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian blows that out of the water. Mandalorian's going to be in and around, I'd say, probably €30 here in Ireland, because the Black Series prices are creeping up and they're pricing people out of the series. A lot of people are looking at third-party vendors on certain Chinese websites and are like, that's a better deal, and the figure seems to be better quality too. Look at that clown trooper, that's in bits of this. So you're looking at this here. A lot of people aren't seeing the value on it. Now we will say this, a lot of people will probably say, well, they'll buy this and they won't buy any of the other figures and say, okay, €40 is enough and that's it, I'm spending it, that's it there, they've gotten the money from it. But people need to be asking for more from this company, especially when it comes to €40 being asked of you for a single figure with a lightsaber and a rebreather, and with some of the most flimsy soft goods that you'll ever see. There's people out there that'll hype it up and say, well, it comes with soft goods. So does Darth Vader, and Darth Vader's at a standard price. He's a larger figure than any of the other figures too. Comes with a lightsaber. He should be coming with alternate hands also. So should all of these characters. All of these characters should be coming with alternate hands. They can make all the excuses they want as a big company, but to be charging this amount of money for something as basic as this figure, I think has really shown that this line has gone into severe decline. And the only reason that they're turning towards a character like this, just to remind you, is because of the hole that they are in. They are in deep trouble. And they have to go to characters like this. I wouldn't be surprised now if you're going to see some more fan favourite characters starting to emerge, and multiple versions of them. Like I said, Starkiller. He's the one that a lot of people want. And it seems to me that they think that this is going to be some sort of ace in the hole that's going to get them out of it. Clones are another easy one for them to move towards. And of course, the 15 different variations that we have of clones now at this stage of the game, and the more that are going to come along where they're like, oh, we can tweak this and improve this a little bit more going forward. Instead of, I don't know, giving you a perfect clone body and then being able to do various different repaints, recolors, whatever you might with it, because people still buy it. There was no reason for that Republic Commander to be as bad as it was, especially when you're going to get at least 9 uses out of it before you go and do something else with it. So this is another weird decision from Hasbro. I'm happy, I'm welcoming it. It seems to me that characters that are popular are starting to make their way into the line because of the failure of the sequel trilogy characters and some of the other characters that have entered the line. I mean, a security droid from the New Republic. Why? Why are you doing that? Strange, really strange decisions that have been made, and decisions that don't seem to have come back to haunt any of this team. Like, this is a no-brainer, this character, but to charge €40 for him is absolutely outrageous. I know some people might say, well, €40 isn't that much for a figure, but you're starting to approach import level prices with this figure here, and it doesn't have the articulation and it doesn't have the accessories. Import figures have multiple pairs of hands. They usually have effects. They have much better capes and soft goods than this wired capes. You know, if I was Mafex now at this moment in time, I'd start looking at this and I'd go, I see the Old Republic and any of these game characters seem to be really popular right now. We'll do them too. Challenge them. Now, I'm sure that probably won't happen because I don't know what way these licenses work. But to me, they're really showing their hand, and I thought that made the fourth stream. Whilst at that moment in time, I think a lot of people said, yeah, they had a good showing. I think it really came off after the fact on reflection that people were like, oh, they are very desperate over there. Magna Guard is coming out, Clone Wars, oh great. Oh well, you know it's going to be repainted already into the Revenge of the Sith Magna Guard, so a lot of people are going to say, well, we'll wait for that. But this is disappointing. This is a character that I was looking forward to. I'm sure a lot of you too. But I think that these characters need to become in my hands, and that should be a prerequisite, and it should be an ask from everybody out there. And I know that there'll be people out there, the shills, that'll say, well, they're paying a big license fee for this, and to include more hands will bump up the price. Really? You should be asking for a lot more from this company. Like I said, there are independent companies that are out there now that are doing better figures with more accessories for better prices than this. And you start looking at it and start asking questions. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below the support channel. I'll talk to you later.